Has Good fallen off? Is the channel declining? Are the views declining? Is the interest declining? That is what we're here to talk about today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. The awkward truth about Good. That is what I want to bring you today. A lot of people like to think that I am unwilling to talk about Good because I am sponsored by the apparel company. But I'm not in any affiliation with the YouTube channel. I can say whatever the heck I want, and that's what I'm going to say today. And as you guys know, if you've been following the channel since the beginning, I don't have agendas. I don't have vendettas. I talk about things with as much real honesty and clarity, and usually much backed by numbers. I'm a stats guy. I'm a numbers guy. I'm more interested in the truth about things, less so than just the opinions. It would be so easy for me to have this channel popping off by trying to stop. Like, don't get me wrong, I cover things when dramatic things happen. If a dramatic thing happens and it's very public, I'll cover it. But the amount of opportunities I've had with behind the scenes information to start these things, to really be like a full on, like, I'm just gonna focus on like drama and tea and get all that out, give opinions, give hot takes, you know, talk about rumors, like these things. I'm a numbers guy. And so despite what people will think, just because maybe I don't say scathing things about, I don't know, whoever, I base my things off numbers. When I've talked about Micah Morris's channel in the past, before we really had information that he was, you know, just using YouTube as another part of his career, not his full career, when he first left and we kind of thought he was going to take the same path as Grant and we saw his views decline, his channels declining, I talked about that. But it wasn't a negative opinion towards Micah. I love Micah. I've always loved Micah. But I pointed out the facts, the numbers. And we cover YouTube golf channels like you would cover a pro golfer. If a pro golfer's stats are declining, if Scottie Scheffler is getting top 10 after top 10 after top 10, but he can't make a putt inside 12 feet, you're going to talk about the fact that he can't make a putt inside 12 feet. And that, to me, is how I cover YouTube golf channels. I try to take it not so much from a, you know, opinion approach, but more from like a, how is the channel actually performing, and then report on it to you guys. And sure, we'll offer in some thoughts and opinions here and there, but that's the bulk of it. I use the Micah example because people forever who commented being like, Nate, you're so hard on Micah. Nate, you're throwing shade at Micah. It's like, no, I'm just reporting on the facts. But then obviously we had Micah come out and say shortly after that he's just using YouTube as a part of his business, not as a whole to his business. And that makes a lot of sense. It's so great. And for that, for it not being his like sole focus, he's doing incredibly well. Anyone that can pull 100,000 plus views on videos and have it not be their like North Star, that's incredible. So like, I'm using that as an example. It's the same way I talk about Good. I think a lot of the time people give me a hard time in comments because I don't talk down about Good a lot. And you know, I get it. I see it. I see the narratives, whether it be in comments, whether it be in, you know, DMs, whether it be in their comments, my comments, whatever, that, you know, talking about Good in the content recently, especially with the competition of a new group, a new 6 that have emerged, a non-official 6, but a 6 that are complete, playing together all the time in Micah, Grant, Busted Jack, and Brian Rose. And I think a lot of people want to hear my thoughts and opinions on that. That's what I'm going to do today in the video. I'm going to tell you the truth, the awkward truth about Good golf. And the reason why it's awkward is because there is this perception that Good has, at least it feels like, based off the comments and stuff like that at times, it feels like there's a perception that Good has been kind of up and down. I think a lot of this is to do with the drama that started when Grant and Michael left. When Grant and Michael left, there was definitely a like, oh, let's see what happens. Like, we're on some shaky ground here. Like, let's see, like, those were 2 of the best golfers in the group. They left. How is Good ever going to replace them and have like good, serious golf? Well, I think they did that, number one. That's just an aside. Bringing in Luke Wan and Brad Dahlke. I mean, 2 great golfers who are actually better than Grant and Micah. And then Brad, who has the teaching stuff that Grant had as well, that Grant kind of left Good and left with. Now they have Brad, and Brad's doing the Good labs and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, that's just an aside. But that was, I think, where it all kind of started. And since then, people have been watching them. And again, as the biggest player in space, they're always going to be under a microscope. People are always going to be watching every little thing. If one video underperforms or one thing here, one thing there, people are going to be scrutinizing them for. And don't get me wrong, I am, if there was math and science to back up these claims, I would be substantiating them. But the reason why this is the awkward truth is, although that, especially from their non-fans, their haters, which as the biggest group, of course they're going to have haters, it may be the perception, it isn't statistically backed. And this is something that I showed you guys recently in a video where I compared YouTube channels and I talked about mainly Grant and how big he is, but Good is still by and large the biggest YouTube channel. If we take a look at the last 30 days, I believe this was from February, if we look at the statistics, you see that Good on a monthly basis is close not close to, I mean, close to double, not quite double, but close to double the per monthly views of every other big YouTube channel, including Grant, including Rick Shields, including Bob Does Sports. Good still has the vast majority of market share in YouTube golf. And the other reason why I wanted to make this video today is because the one thing that I would say to that they had been doing that I thought they needed to, try to evolve on is video concepts. Like Good for a long time, I think, got really big because they had a lot of originality, like the knockouts challenges. They had the wheel of not ideal. They had all these things that, like, these different fresh takes on golf, which is, I think, what made them so interesting. Everyone before Good for the most part was doing just like standard stroke play, match play stuff, and they came out with these really, really cool concepts. That was something that I felt like had kind of gotten stale a little bit in the last few months, just in the sense that, like, we have seen the wheel of not ideal, we had seen the knockout challenge, we've seen all these things, and although they've been trying with the road trips and all that kind of stuff, there hadn't really been one that had just like broken through in a little while. And that was until their most recent upload 3 days ago, where they did something that as soon as I saw the title and thumbnail, I just went, there it is. Like, that's the one. Like, I knew this was going to pop. I knew this was going to be a huge video for them, and it absolutely is. And it is their handicapped by the clubs video. So if you didn't watch it, the golfers in Good are handicapped by the clubs that they get. Obviously, Brad, being the best, has the worst, oldest, crappiest clubs, and Steven, being I love you, Steven, the worst, he has the best clubs, the brand new, the Callaways, the everything. And then you're kind of scaled in between. And it was just a concept that I personally had never seen done before. And it was something that just had so much intrinsic interest and felt to me like so much good OG Good. Like their most recent road trip, Garrett said it in the videos, you guys commented a million times, like the OG vibes are being felt. The OG vibes, I think, maybe a little bit have been what's missing and why some people have been commenting things that, whatever. It's like those OG vibes of the challenge videos, of the originality of these ideas that nobody else is doing, and of the rawness. Like, I loved the behind the scenes stuff in the road trip. Like, I really do think that those videos brought out something, especially the early couple of videos, that hadn't been seen before. But this handicap challenge was the coolest. So listen, the reason why I'm making this video is because a lot of people will comment that I don't talk about Good in a negative light because I'm sponsored by them. The reason I don't talk about Good in a negative light is because there isn't, in my opinion, a negative light to talk about Good. Like, they are still almost doubling up every other channel in views. Like, their subscribers going up 20,000 a month, which is a high average for a channel of their size, and not pulling over 9 million views a month. It is actually insane. And so until those statistics drop, like, it would be like you guys saying to me, like, Nate, like, why don't you talk crap about Scotty Scheffler? It's like, well, Scotty Scheffler is the #1 golfer in the world. He's still the #1 golfer in the world. Scotty Scheffler, why aren't you saying negative things about him? It's like, well, he's still the biggest. Like, if Good drops, if Good has a sizable, substantial drop in their views, of course I'm going to talk about it. That's what I do here. Like, they know what they got into when they signed me. Like, if they didn't want me to report on them equally fair to everyone else, I don't think they would have signed me. Like, they haven't given me any direction to this point, and I've said some stuff. I've talked about members leaving. I've talked about my opinion about letting certain, like, I think if there was a problem, it would have come up by now. And again, best believe, if all of a sudden Good plummets to the bottom of the pool, I'm going to cover it. But the reason why I don't talk about them negatively is because they are still the biggest by an absolute football field margin. And that's why I love them. I mean, I also think Good is cool because they are a brand. They are a big entity. I personally think, this is just an opinion, based off their business moves, the fact they have this huge successful apparel company, a hard goods company with putters, the big deal with Callaway, and these partnerships with NBC and the broadcast things and the tournaments they're doing. Like, Good is going to be a brand that, like, here's the YouTube channel and here's everything else. They have subsidiary systems, businesses that hover above the YouTube channel. I think they're going to move off platform. I think they're either going to have a Netflix show one day. I think they're going to have, they already have the streaming deal with NBC, but I think those kind of tournaments and things will be big, and they'll be a producer of those. Like, I could see them being like the most successful business to ever come out of YouTube golf. How they stay dominating in YouTube golf while doing all that it will be a challenge, absolutely. And I think that's part of the challenge as they grow is, still having that as a core base. But listen, it still is a core base. It's a core base to the point where it's, at least a third larger than the next largest competitor. So that's why that's the truth, man. A lot of you won't like that, but that's the truth. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.